and all, welcome to Seen Through Glass. Welcome to what could be the final big adventure of the year in my Ferrari 360. If you're new to this channel, or maybe you're just catching up, my car just turned 20 years old. It was made in 2002 and first registered on the 26th of September. And this year I've been doing a whole load of things to kind of celebrate that big birthday. Aside from a bit of a cosmetic restoration, I did a road trip through the Netherlands, Belgium, Luxembourg and Germany. I then did an unforgettable trip to Tenerife and participated in the 2022 Mille Miglia Ferrari tribute. Those were all amazing, incredible moments that I will never forget. But I thought there was really only one way that I could kind of truly celebrate this car's 20th birthday, and that was by taking it back to where it was made. So yes, in this video, taking my 360 to the Ferrari factory in Maranello. Remember that alongside creating all these epic memories with this car this year, I had another goal, which was to tick over 50,000 miles on the clock. If you think about it, it's really not that much. It's an average of 2,500 miles a year, which, yeah, is nothing. But it would mean that I've doubled the mileage of the car during my ownership. I bought this thing 5 years ago, just 24,000 miles on the clock. So yeah, it would have meant that it's done half its mileage in a quarter of its life. Probably the only reason I wanted to do that was to show that, well, the car's lived a life. It's been enjoyed, it's been driven. I'm really not into the whole low mileage thing. I know that if you're an investor or a collector, it can sometimes be very attractive, but in my mind, all Ferraris, all cars should be driven, should be taken on adventures. And by ticking over 50,000 miles this year, well, it's just proving a point to myself and the rest of the world that with very good maintenance, thank you AV Engineering, a bit of money set aside and regular usage, these cars can be enjoyed so much and can go on so many epic adventures and create so many memories. So yeah, we're currently at 49,981 miles. We are very nearly there. Don't worry, when we hit that 50k mark, it's not the end. I'm not going to park the car up and be like, cool, done, see you later. It's just the start. Let's try and get to 100,000 miles. Heck, let's try and get to 250,000 miles. Let's make this the highest mileage 360 in the world. Here we go then. 49,999 miles. This year I have seen so many of these miles tick by. Just literally, they go in the blink of an eye, but this one's dragging out a little bit. I feel like it's read 49999 for ages. Come on! Come on! Where's the 50k? Oh, it's killing me! 50,000! Yes! Yes! That's pretty cool. Cleo Williams. Where's all this sun come from? I popped inside to get a bottle of water and have a bit of a break, and yeah, it's suddenly turned beautiful. I was about to say it's been a bit of a grotty and depressing drive. I'm not sure it's going to last. I can see a lot of clouds still over there, but I'll enjoy it whilst I can. Now, ever since I've owned this car, I've tried a variety of phone mounts, and lots of you ask me, what phone mount do I use in the 360? Well, I need to tell you about my latest phone mount, because a few weeks ago, Quadlock got in touch and offered to send me this bad boy. And I just need to tell you straight up, it's the best phone mount I've ever had in a car. Full disclosure, this is a promotion. Quadlock did offer to sponsor this video. Thank you, Quadlock. Doesn't matter. Even if they didn't, I'd still be doing this. And actually, I love this product so much, I've ordered 3 more. This thing is unbelievable. So, as iPhones have got bigger and bigger, one of my biggest issues with phone mounts is that they can't support the weight of these massive devices we carry around in our pockets, whether you've got it attached to a windscreen, to a dash, or to an aircon vent. The minute you put your phone on, it just starts to pull away or it bounces around. But this is like an industrial strength suction mount that you pop on, and then you just turn this thing and it goes and this is rock solid. I've had this on now for 3 or 4 days, and during the trip it doesn't move, and the minute you put this phone on, which is, okay, not the latest iPhone, but it's the 13 Pro Max that feels like it weighs about 10 kilos, it's just rock solid. It never bounces, it's just there, which I love. And of course, as you probably noticed, it goes above and beyond that with the kind of quad lock technology, which, well, you can see on the back here, this is the phone case that you get with your quad lock mount. So you just literally, I kind of want to have a sound effect. I kind of want it to go, even better than that, there's lots of things that you can add to your quad lock mount. Firstly, wireless charging. You can change this kind of mount here for a wireless charging setup so that every time you connect your phone, boom, it's just wirelessly charging. And then also, the magnetic adapter. So actually my case is the new slimmer magnetic quad lock case. So if I left that on a magnetic surface, it would hold place. But you can change again this head here to be the magnetic one, so that rather than having to do that twist motion to lock in your device, you do boom, and it's magnetic. Just boom. Super breezy. I mean, honestly, as I say, this is a promotion, and thank you to Quadlock for sponsoring it, but genuinely, best phone mount I have ever experienced. I highly recommend. All the details and a link to Quadlock in the description below. If you've ever needed a phone mount, I highly recommend them. It's the only ones I'm ever going to use moving forward. Now, whilst the primary objective of this trip is, yes, to take this car back to the factory where it was made 20 years ago, there is another stop that I want to make, because in this big celebratory year, I feel like I should be taking this car to somewhere specific, somewhere that's important to me and the car. That's, of course, Monaco. I say of course because, well, so much of my life, as seen through glass and with this 360, has been spent in Monaco, as kind of blasé and cliched as that sounds. Because we've always headed there to create content and start road trips. I've driven down to Monaco in the 360 more times than I can remember. It's actually probably the main place I've taken this car to. But over and above that, and much deeper than that, my love for Ferrari in general started with Michael Schumacher when he was dominating F1 with the Ferrari Formula 1 team, at the same time that they were producing 360s. Schumacher's synonymous with Monaco. He won there 5 times. So much of the iconic Schumacher imagery is of him in and around the streets of Monaco. And so the chance for me to go there with my own 360 and drive on the same streets, past the same buildings, even recreate some of the same photos. Okay, fine, not in a Formula 1 car, but in my Ferrari, it's magical. Something that 12 or 13-year-old me would have just completely freaked out about. So that's why I felt like it had to be a stop on this year's kind of big activities with the 360. So we're headed there now. We're going to arrive quite late, probably post-sunset, but we'll see what's going on. We'll probably wake up early in the morning, get some shots in and around the Principality, and then head onwards to Maranello. Now I know I've just been banging on about how special it is to drive my 360 around Monaco, but I'm actually heading into town on foot because after a 12-hour drive I need to stretch my legs a bit. It's a better way to spot cars anyway. Not have brought my Ferrari into town tonight, but don't worry, because the lads have. Check out these two F12 TDF parked together outside the very famous Cipriani restaurant. One in silver, one in red. I would love to get closer, but this is very much an active road, and oh, that's nice. NGGTS, I think. But yeah, very much a busy road, so if I stood there I would die, and it's not worth dying for two F12 TDFs, but they are cool. Well, this is pretty silly. Check out this Di Tommaso P72. I think this is just a prototype. I'm not sure they've actually started building these cars yet. Someone let me know if they've already started production, but this thing is absolutely mad looking. It's kind of done the rounds at all the car shows as a sort of piece of design. I think it's kind of stunning with that glass canopy, these side view mirrors. Mad looking thing. Well, I have to say, I think that's been a pretty incredible night for a quick whip around Monaco on foot. We've seen a ton of cool stuff, so I think quit whilst I'm ahead, get some rest, get out in the car again tomorrow. Well, from those predictably frantic scenes last night to a relatively calm Monaco this morning. It's been the Monaco Yacht Show the last few days, so I think everyone's sort of nursing hangovers, but also people are packing up around me, you might be able to hear that. Also, incredible boats are sailing out of the harbour behind me. I've been standing here taking photos of the 360, and these jaw-dropping yachts have just been, moving on out, and it's been amazing. I don't know anything about boats, but it's amazing to see. This is why I wanted to come this morning, to get some shots of the 360 with the iconic Monaco backdrop, as I banged on about yesterday. This place is just so special to me. Not everyone's going to get it. You might come here and be like, why does Sam make such a fuss about this place? It's kind of boring. But I just love it, and I love it with this car. I could stand here and stare at that view for hours. But at some point, I need to head out of town and head towards Italy. Well, here we are then. Some 1,200 miles later, we've arrived. The home of Ferrari, Maranello. Now, I've got to be honest, this is not the first time that I've brought my car back to the factory. It's actually been here 3 or 4 times before. Once it was actually allowed to park inside the factory gate, which is a real honour. I was hoping to film a bit of a factory tour today, kind of see how Ferraris are being built today and imagine how it was when my 360 was being built. Apparently it's a very similar process. But yeah, the feedback was filming in the factory prohibited, so that's not going to happen. But we are about to drive past the famous factory gates where 20 years ago, well, my car wouldn't have rolled out of because it would have been loaded onto a transporter and sent to the UK around the back somewhere. But we can be romantic about it, can't we? And yeah, despite the fact I've been here with this car plenty of times before, it's a special moment for my ownership story and my experience with this 360, and I love coming here. If you've never been to the home of Ferrari before, Maranello, it's unlike visiting any other sort of car factory, which is usually, well, just in some random location or out of town, where this is literally in the middle of Maranello, and it feels like the whole place is just Ferrari obsessed, and car obsessed actually. You don't have to come here in a Ferrari and still have a good time. But yeah, all the restaurants are themed, and there's sort of banners everywhere, and dealerships and test drive experiences. Just makes it a really fun place to come, especially if you are a Ferrari fan. And you would think that the locals would be a bit bored of seeing Ferraris, but no, usually they always give you a big thumbs up and always look, and maybe they're judging. Maybe they're just such pure Ferrari fans that they're like, interesting, that's a 2002, I remember seeing them made here. Anyway, yeah, it's very, very cool to be here once again with this car on a beautifully sunny day, with a surprising amount of traffic. I'm not really sure what's going on. Anyway, let's find somewhere to park up. I thought I might as well get some merchandise on. Anyway, look, I see this moment. It's kind of the end of one chapter of my life with my 360 and the start of the next. As I mentioned, that 50k goal wasn't the finishing line, just a marker point in the ongoing adventures with this car. And actually, the adventures start again now, because I kind of raced down here to Maranello because I've come to test drive a new Ferrari. I've come in my classic Ferrari to drive a new Ferrari, the 296 GTS, the convertible of the 296 GTB, which I suppose is this car's kind of great grandson. It's the same lineage, so that should be super cool. Then I headed back north towards Paris for a big event. After that, I'm going to be filming a video I'm super excited about, which could dictate how I can use my car in the future. I've said before I want to keep this thing until I'm on my deathbed. If I'm going to do that, I might need to make some changes, so more on that to come soon. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you have. Stay subscribed for plenty more videos to come.